Okay, guys, I decided that I'm gonna just give you a bird's eye view on just trying to get myself out there. It is so challenging, especially depending the type of personality you are. And I am definitely a critical thinker, an overthinker, a procrastinator. Um, and I feel there's all these things that I need. Meanwhile, I have so much. I have so much within me to give out. I have so much content to produce, to just put out there, because it's already there. I've done the research. I've done the learning. I've done the commitment to what I would want to put out, to pulling out what I find most significant. I have hundreds of ideas. But based on my own personality, I'm thinking to myself, I want to give you all the takeaway. This is what's the most important thing to be doing. And how did I decide those things? By looking at some of the people who are the leaders amongst the top 10 people who are influencers, and seeing what their routines are and what their master classes teach us. So whatever's been repetitive, that is what I am focusing on. So what I've seen 10 of them say, what I've heard 10 of them say, I'm deciding we're gonna talk about that. And some of the most important things that I've heard them tell us about is the idea that you have to have a work from a passion and a purpose. We must educate ourselves. You cannot avoid that. You cannot depend on, you're gonna fly on the wing of somebody else. You need to really think about your own self, what you have to give to people with respect to, because you're always gonna be able to produce it, right? Because this comes from within you. You cannot try to be somebody else or mimic somebody else's work, or but the most important thing I find is educating yourself. Now, the issue with educating yourself can become over-education, right? So you already know something. So I didn't hear it from one master leader. I've heard it from 5 of them at minimum. So the same things are echoing through them all, because they also study each other, and because it's the fundamentals to any plan and any program. So it's important, first of all, to be consistent. It's important to be consistent. It's important to stay focused. So one of the things also that I struggle with is staying focused, in the sense that there's so many different people I want to connect with, that when people are writing me, or I see them on Facebook, and I think about the relationship that we've had in the past in terms of the long term of it, and I want to make sure that they know, hey, I'm wishing you a happy birthday. Hey, I care about your grandchildren or your children. Hey, I care about what you're doing, and I want to motivate them and show them love, basically. And sometimes that can in and of itself be a distraction, and it can in and of itself be a distraction. It can also be something that takes away from your own focus, right? So it's not that it's something bad, it's just that it's not something that produces what you need it to produce for yourself. And so for your mission, for your purpose, for what you need to carry out, because that will sidetrack you. And so when you were going out to go find something that you were going to discuss, or go find the source of something, like the reference to it, you're going to notice that you forgot what you were doing, because now you went to wish somebody a happy birthday because you got a little note on your phone that said, hey, it's Pastor so-and-so's birthday, or it's your cousin's son's graduation, and it could be a multitude of things, right? Depending on who you have close ties with online. So one of the things that I decided to do was that I'm gonna I know my hair looks a mess. This is not the best way to present yourself. I know. I'm so sorry. I mean, from the get-go, one thing I've said is that it's really challenging for me to try to look a certain way, because I'm always just so, I've been natural all my life with respect to preparing for things for the most part. But so one of the things that I decided that I'm going to do is to journal my journey through videos, right? I'm gonna journal my journey through videos, sharing with you the real transparency, the ups, the downs, the challenges, because otherwise I won't be able to move forward. I need to get beyond these things, and in order to get beyond these things, I need to just do them, right? So one of the things that I've definitely learned from the leaders is that you have to plan. Like, you have to carve out time to plan. And you know, you must to some degree write at least the points that you want to talk about, or write the ideas and the concept that you want to expand on when you speak to people, right? Or when you produce your content or your videos. And so for me, number one is to write, because I need to get the ideas on paper. Though I have them typed up and I have them discussed like in videos, I need to write them so that I can get them into me. Then the other thing is I need to plan. I need to plan, how am I going to execute? What is it? What are the things that I want to do? So planning is a constant thing. Writing is a constant thing. And then executing is actually carrying it out, right? Like, so this morning, it was really tough for me, because normally at this time I'd be getting up, getting ready for a run, walk, and I'm still deciding to do that. Believe it or not, I threw this blouse on, but my workout clothes are underneath, and I'm just gonna throw a t-shirt and go do my half an hour to an hour of workout, because this is essential for me. So once again, going back to what I was saying, is write is number one. So you have to jot down what the ideas you're going to be able to share with people. You have to plan out what is it that you actually want to do in terms of what you're going to produce. So for like me, I know that I want to have multiple outlets of media. For example, I want to have a blog, I want to have a vlog, I want to be able, vlogging is basically, you know, videotaping your blog. I want to have a newsletter, and then you have to ask yourself, how often are you going to put these things out? So basically the most important thing is feeding my channels, basically my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Facebook. And yeah, I might be being a little bit thinking that I can overachiever, thinking I'm going to do all these different outlets, but my interest is to have presence in each and every one of them. So even if I'm putting only once a week in Facebook, or once a week in Instagram, and daily on TikTok, and you know, every 3 days on YouTube, I need to have a plan to some degree of what I'm going to do. And whatever I'm generating, I'm really generating the same material content and putting them into different social media outlets. So one of the things in terms of my planning that I wanted to do is to include, so the way that I see it, the newsletter is the theme of what you want to be discussing throughout the month. You know, it's the newsletter is going to contain things that apply to your channel. So to my channel, Success for You, right? And so I'm going to be writing on topics that are different areas of life that are success for me and success for you, and vice versa. Success for you would be the success for me, because that is what I am selling. I am selling the motivation and the transformation for you to get involved in your life, to source and find your passion, so that you can make a profit out of that passion, and so that you can live out your purpose. Because one of my greatest beliefs is that each and every one of us has a purpose. And so it's important to live out your purpose, for me. because my thought is that if more of us were living out our purposes, life would be better for all of us. But because most of us are lacking in our creativity and what we were designed to produce and put out to the world, it makes our society not as happy a society as it can be. So again, going back to the importance of what I'm doing right now is sort of brainstorming to give you a bird's eye view on the fact that this is challenging. This is not something that you get to just